Oh, it's freaking cold out. It's been a cold winter. Of course, this is Montana. It's cold, but man, this is like bitterly cold. It's like hovering around zero and coldest winter since 1978, if you can believe that. But hey, Happy New Year! Happy New Randomness, and let's talk about some more stuff, and let's kind of warm up and sit back and sip some cocoa together and talk about what's new coming out now. So goodness gracious me, 2017, holy cow. Is it really here already? Of course, then again, I'm still thinking about, where did 2000 go? Oh my goodness, time flies when you're getting older, and trust me, all of you will get older, and be thankful that you do. So, what's been going on so far this year? And the year's just pretty much barely started, and already flying out of the gate, we're talking about new computer stuff. Talking about Ryzen coming out, Kaby Lake's out, the new motherboards are coming out. So where does this leave all of us? Well, if you're an enthusiast with an unlimited budget, of course you're going to shoot the moon and go past the stars and get the best of everything. But where does that leave the rest of us? So, if you're not a 4K gamer, you're not a 1440p gamer, if you just want really good solid gameplay, what you going to do? Well, I thought about that because 1080p gaming is pretty much what I do, because I'm not going to really be shooting for high super glossy graphics. I just want good solid gameplay, good solid frame rates, and I just want that, nice across the board. So I've been thinking about, been doing some more research on what's going on, what's going to be coming up in the build, because I got to wait to be able to do that. But I made a couple of changes. I was thinking about, for the board, I was thinking about doing the Asus Z170 programming Aura because it had all the bells and whistles that I wanted, and it was a good price point. Here comes ASRock, sweeping in with our new Z270 motherboards, the new Extreme 4 series that's coming out. In fact, it is out. And I gotta admit, I'm gonna swing that way. Keep it clean, guys. I'm gonna swing that way because it's offering me a couple things that I'm really looking for. One, it's a really good price, because right now it's sitting about $160 for the Extreme 4M version, because I'm building in a mid tower. So about $160, that's a pretty darn good price. That's not much different than the Z170 programming Aura from Asus. So I figured, hey, that's good. And the other reason, well, not to mention the fact that it looks really awesome, because it's got that nice style. It's got the X going across it. It's got some lighting on there, and it's not only going to support SLI, but for those of you who love Team Red for the GPUs, it is going to support Crossfire. Yes. You can slap a couple of good RX 480s in there and go to your Crossfire heart's content. Something I might actually do. Well, that is one of the things I am going to be doing, because this RX 480 is going into the new one. Why am I not getting a 1070 or 1080? I don't know. You want to send me $400 to $600 to go get a 1070 or 1080? I'm hearing crickets here. I'm not hearing anybody willing to shell one out, so guess what? I'm going with my budget, because I'm already spending enough on everything else. Oh, and the other thing too is that the Z270 motherboards now support the new Kaby Lake processors, but they will also support Skylake, which is the processor that I'm still planning on going with, because from the benchmarking I've seen so far, the level of improvement between the 7700K over the 6700K, unless Intel decides to play it smart and price it to drive it out the door, it's missing my boat on that one. I just can't see myself spending a super huge amount of money on the chip. I just can't see it. It's, one of those things. You gotta be practical in some ways. So, 6700K, sitting on a Z270 motherboard with an RX 480. What else is left? Well, still going with the G-Skill DDR4 RAM, 16 gigs of it, because that's pretty much all I need for right now. I might go 32 later. It's hard to say. Something may change. Still going to be rocking this thing on top of it, still in the box. So, why am I going with this instead of liquid cooling? Well, because I already have it. It's already here. It's ready to go. So, what else is going to go in there? Well, what am I going to put it in? Well, right now, because of the comments I've been seeing online and on my channel and some other places and some of my friends' comments, is that I'm actually thinking about switching away from the Define R5 that I was going to do and go with the Fractal Design Define S. Why, do you say? Well, for one, I don't really need an optical drive cage because you can get an external. So it's not really a deal breaker for me, the fact that the Define S doesn't have an optical drive bay. That's fine. I can always plug it in outside. The other thing is that you can hide all the hard drives behind the motherboard tray. It's got spaces for not only 2 SSD drives on the sleds, but it's got space for 3 mechanical drives as well. You can have 5 drives in there and nobody ever know how many you put in there. So that's not bad. That's not a bad thing at all. And so if you're saying, well, this thing's made for water cooling, so what are you going to put on the right-hand side? Well, I saw a guy on Amazon who actually put an NZXT Hue Plus box on the right-hand side. And it looks perfectly at home in there. So if you can mount that, there's other things you could probably mount in there too. So you have some creative potential in there. So, it's gonna be a good thing. So that's kind of where I'm leaning towards in that regard. So, like I said, unless Intel decides to release Kaby Lake processors at a price point that makes sense for most consumers, I don't know if they're going to be really able to push them out the door. Now, where does that leave people who are hoping for Ryzen to be at the new Shake 'em Up? Well, it hasn't come out yet. Will it be out by next month? I don't know. I haven't heard any definitive date on it yet. And the other thing I haven't heard also is how much it's going to be. Is it going to be one of those things that's going to be 500 plus just for the chip? Who knows? Will it be enough to shift people away from Team Blue to Team Red for the processor? Again, it's going to come down to 2 things. How soon and how much? Because unless you're dealing with only enthusiasts and people who have an unlimited budget, you're going to have to price it smart. And I hope they do. Who knows? Maybe it'll come out at a good enough price and a good enough performance to where it'll persuade me to go back. It's hard to say. I have AMD in there now, and it's old. I mean, come on, it's really old. It's an A10. It's a 6800K. I mean, it runs okay, but it's old. I mean, it's just not going to push the games. It had a hard time pushing Mafia 3 if you saw that video where I was doing the FPS on some of the games I was testing. So yeah, it's time for something that's going to actually push the graphics. So that's kind of like where my thought process is right now. What do you guys think? Do you think there's something else I could be doing differently? If you think of something else, go and drop it down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. If you like this video, go ahead and smack that thumbs up button. If you want to see some more randomness, go and hit that subscribe button. And there's going to be, of course, a lot more stuff coming up in the weeks ahead. Who knows what'll happen? You never know what's going to happen around this place. It could be something totally different. That's why it's random. That's why I like it. So deal with it. So until next time, this here is Midnight Banshee saying always be yourself, be a little random, go out and enjoy every day and learn something new every day if you can, because heaven knows you don't want to be that 60-plus person and sitting in the nursing home trying to figure out that new piece of technology that you spent $500 on and you can't figure out how the stupid thing works because you didn't read the Quick Start Guide. Seriously, don't be that guy or girl. Really. Okay? Promise me on this. Awesome. See you next time.